Peace and love, everyone. Peace and love. Today I want to talk about Gnostic Esoteric teachings. Now, esoteric pretty much means for a small group or small amount of people to understand or know, not for the larger public. Most people are sheeps and they simply follow the herd in a mindset of follow or consume. Now, Gnostics teach that we are all divine. We all carry a spark of the true most high God, the divine, which is energy itself, the mother father mind, monad. We are all a monad. So this means that all life itself is all connected and God is living his experience through us. So rather, it's not so much of a title. So God's more of a title, wherever this is just a way of identifying with source. It doesn't really have a sex. Why, it's also referred to androgynous male, mother father, monad. It's individual, it's a mind. Now, to Gnostics, the mind was a treasure. They're seen as the mother father mind, as a sense, is the inner and outer mind. So what you project out is from what you see. So you think of a chair, then you build the chair. You've brought it forth from your outer mind. You've made it be, but you've pictured it beforehand. Intelligence. It also discusses about level of being, what separates a kind person from a murderer, their level of being. The cross symbol, the plus symbol, which means life, death, low level being, higher level of being, lower level consciousness, high level consciousness. The past, the future. So most people just go off and simply just repeat the same actions until they die, don't really achieve much. Some people go lower level being, doing negative things. Some people go higher because they see themselves through others and they see who they truly are. They see what this planet serves. They see what humanity serves. They see the ultimate picture of things, that we're all reincarnating until we get it right. So Gnostics believe the only way throughout to get away from complete ignorance and reincarnation is to achieve the Christ from within yourself. So your perfect light, being one with your mother, father, mind. So when they talk about the spiritual marriage between your soul, it's between your mind is the soul. The ancient Celts, or even the Druids, believed that the soul was in the mind. So they used to keep their loved ones' heads. Now, we're mostly thought. A lot of people knew this, the Stoics, the Gnostics, philosophers. They talk about the singular mind, so the mind of the universe. So this matter that we all make up in this universe that's forever in this balance of recycling, holding it all together, this energy. So they believe in a sense we must return to the source of energy, in a sense of reverse the Big Bang, become one with the energy itself, the mother father, the source of creation, and continue expanding with this creation source. And then ultimately choosing to seek another experience and bring light to that world, or say this world. And so with esoteric teachings, they knew of other life out there. They knew the galaxy was expanding. They knew life is ultimately everywhere, though they didn't quite get the experience of it. Some people thought there was a center of the universe. Esoteric teaching said, no, Earth is not the center of the universe. So they knew that Earth was spinning, that this is how the impression of the sun goes up and down. So they were big on science and maths. They weren't just bending metals and calling it alchemy. They also knew that our emotions are also considered like alchemy. If you change yourself from sad to happy, that's a chemical imbalance that you've created in a sense that is called alchemy. So they were ultimately teaching higher wisdom within oneself. They talked about other realms, spirit realms, dream worlds that you could access through your meditations in your dream, through psychedelics, through contact, through parts of hive, parts of themselves, all connected from within. So that's why I understood that each sort of God is different in a sense, because we are all gods. So we all carry a spark of the divine, in a sense, living this experience through us. So evolution, experiencing it through us. This whole life itself is like one giant computer programming, in a sense, just continuing a cycle. And so when they talked about an evil creator God making this material world, that explains why the shitty things here, but that's also another secret meaning to life come to be by accident, which means that we give it purpose. So in a sense, this explains why life starts off primitive. So it means primitive mind starts off and it starts evolving and being aware of itself. So that's why they call Yaldabaoth a blind idiot God. He's not a blind idiot God because he's not aware of himself. He's blind. He doesn't even realize what he's doing. So talk about him creating stuff, he doesn't even realize what he's sort of doing. He messes up many times, trying to create all different beings and eventually trying to create us. So some people say it's the dinosaurs, he's messing around, fucking up. So this is just life being sensed, in a sense, life is learning. It's starts off primitive and eventually evolves higher because of being aware of itself, a connection of divine. So when they talk about Sophia having a fall and then redeeming herself through us, this is also what this means. So it means a progression of learning. So it's ultimately blind to what it's actually capable of. So in a sense, that's through us. So we're blind until we realize, we open up our eyes and see from within. And that's when we really evolve. We can progress ourselves through high levels of consciousness and higher levels of empathy. As evolution increases, so does empathy. So does love, compassion, feeling. When life devolves, it loses this and exchanges it for food and sex. So devolving, lower levels of being. Then you have higher levels of being. So this is a big thing of esoteric teachings. And it's all about when they talk about how you can command angels, because it's a part of you. So it's your part of your life. They talk about some aliens having human past lives. So ultimately a part of you. Or a loved one that's telling you to wake up in a sense, but still a connection of you, of your mind. So when your mind splits into different realities in a sense, into different versions of you throughout reincarnation. So ultimately learning. So it doesn't keep making the same mistakes. So this knowledge that you get given has already been given to you. You've already learned this in the past. So you have certain habits and instincts that you've carried on for yourself throughout these lifetimes. And it's up to you sort of to break these habits, these codes, and find out what's really you. To live the best possible human experience you can is what this life is about. You seeking, experiencing, learning, and loving. Passion isn't love. Most people get confused with passion. And this is why a lot of breakups happen as well, because once that passion is gone, they split. We're mostly emotion. So we're in control of emotions, not the other way around. Most people let their emotions control them, and it's not easy to be the other way around because we've been taught the wrong way about this in life. And ultimately, this all really comes from within. Sometimes, yes, you need someone to guide you along the way, but ultimately, this is from within yourself. And then sometimes you pick up further than your master, and this is, or your spiritual teacher. And this is one reason why, because you've learnt this throughout your cycles, throughout your lifetimes. When we're children, we have many dreams, and you might even remember dreams that you've never seen. You might have seen a battlefield or places you've never been before. This is experience of your past life. As we're children, we're very unique. We're very adapted into this sort of world. We see things differently until we start progressing older. We start losing our imagination. We start losing what drives us in a sense of loving compassionately. We start being filtered in with the programming of beliefs, conditioning, and our own experiences. And that could also be bad experiences too that make us us, and also good experiences that make us us. But ultimately, it's mostly what we've been given or what we've been learnt from our elders, our loved ones, and teachers. It's not really you. So when you look in from within yourself, you discover you and discover what life is really about. It's not just this day-to-day life going to work. No, it's about discovering yourself, learning new things, feeding your brain, inspiring yourself, inspiring others, and seeing there's much more to life. There's much more to evolution. And evolution is also your evolution, your own personal growth. And this is what the esoteric Gnostic teachings were teaching, your own personal growth. Gnosis is knowledge and self-experience, your own Gnosis, your own knowledge. Now, agnostic, people confuse Gnostic with agnostic, and it's completely different. Agnostic means you don't know. Gnostic means you know. Now, we're all agnostic from time to time, and we can be all Gnostic from time to time. We have got some Gnosis, some knowledge. But ultimately, most things we are unaware of, we don't know. And most people won't admit that we don't know. And I could say, yes, there could be nothing on the other side, nothing at all. But I'm living my best experience, and I know that's what life matters, is your own best experience. If it's only one life, live it to the best you can, inspire others, be grateful. But ultimately, reincarnation goes in with maths. It reverts back to the number 0, 3, 6, 9, and 0, pretty much. Now, these are why these were holy numbers. And 3 is also for your Trinity, Mother, Father, Mind, your Mother, Father, Son. So your inner Mother, Father, Christ. So your good action, your inner you, your higher self, your mind. So we got split in our brain, 2 minds. We carry many eyes, our personality, our egos, and many eyes within ourselves. So with Gnostic esoteric teachings, it teaches us to be aware of this, and you're always observing yourself. You can be one person today, a different person tomorrow. When you meditate and you examine yourself, you're aware of this, and you go, I know who I am. I can control this. Why am I like this? What is my consciousness today? Ask yourself this. What is your level of being? And this is a great way of progressing. Start reading philosophy, maths, arts, science, progress yourself. This is what the Gnostics were teaching. Nothing is taboo. Everything is permitted in a sense because it's your experience. If someone tells you don't go read this book, don't listen to them. Go read that book. Discover, make up your own mind. Your mind is a treasure. Be free is what the Gnostics were teaching, not being a slave or of ignorance to this material planet, this material world. But though it doesn't say, don't love this planet. Love this planet indeed. Just don't let the ideas of this world control you, because it's ultimately is different to Mother Nature, completely different. Out nature is the man-made world, and this is the material world, in a sense, what's come through us. And ultimately, this is what drives us, and sometimes this is not for the best. Rather, we have to find a balance in our day-to-day life, and this is what true Gnosis is finding your balance. It's finding true progression, your own redemption, so that way you don't need to reincarnate or evolve anymore. So that way you're one with the source. You've learned what you've had to learn. You've become complete in the sense of that. So you've discovered you and it's completed yourself because you know yourself and love yourself, and from that you can see others, you can know others, you can love others. Peace and love, everyone. I love you all. Connect to one mind and soul. Namaste.